slowly you may come out from your meditation. Namaste everybody. Welcome to Beam Meditation Group in Germany. Today's topic is why did Sage Yajnavalkya throw up the knowledge he learned from his gurus? As many of you would know that Yajnavalkya Rishi was one of the most respected, learned, and in fact realized sage the ancient India had. When he was very young and he went to his gurus, his first guru was Rishi Shakalya. And Shakalya had thousands of disciples in his ashram. And there was one ritual every day in the morning. And one disciple from his ashram would go to the king's palace at the very first moment when the ray of sun would put his foot on the earth. So at dawn, a disciple would go there and bless the king with holy water and rice. So one day it was Yajnavalkya's turn. And Yajnavalkya was very ascetic, very spiritual, very learned, very bright. So he went there in the morning, but king was still sleeping. So his guards actually woke him up. But king did not like it and he just insulted Yajnavalkya that, why do you come so early? And just throw your water and rice on that dried log. There was a dried up plant in the corner. So Yajnavalkya just turned back and he threw the holy water and rice on that plant. And within a few moments, plant started to blossom. King realized there was a very powerful sage who came this morning and I have insulted him needlessly. But by that time, Yajnavalkya was gone back. But the king sent the message to Guru Shakalya that send that same sage tomorrow morning. And Shakalya was very much pleased. Because when the king sends you a message about the same disciple or same sage or same rishi to come back, it only means that the king is very much pleased with that particular disciple. The king likes the disciple, and that means more money. So Shakalya asked Yajnavalkya to, again, next morning, to go back to the palace and bless the king. Yajnavalkya said, I will not go, because the king does not deserve to be blessed by me. And why are you sending me there? Shakalya said, because he likes you and you must go there and we will get more money from the king. Yajnavalkya said, he has insulted the mantras, the holy water, and the sanctified rice. I will not go there. You can punish me. I will not go there. Shakalya said, fine, then throw up all your knowledge you have learned from me and just get out from my ashram. Yajnavalkya chuckled and he threw up all the knowledge he learned from the Shakalya and he left the ashram. But when Shakalya saw that Yajnavalkya is throwing up his knowledge, is vomiting out his knowledge, he asked other disciple to become birds and peck all those vomit. Because Shakalya knew that Yajnavalkya was not an ordinary person. So his disciples became partridge or tittir. Tittir in Sanskrit or Hindi, in English is partridge, very small bird. He is very quick to pack things up. And whatever knowledge those disciples had gathered or swallowed or packed up from Yajnavalkya's vomit became the Taittiriya Upanishad. Now, in Taittiriya Upanishad is just like any other Upanishad, but it's all mumbo jumbo. Because when you eat something, you eat one by one, like sweet or chapati or curry or rice or whatever. When you vomit out, it becomes all mixed up. Taittiriya Upanishad has many great wisdom there. Satyam Gnanam Anantam Brahma. But all those wisdom and mantras and inspirations from deep within the heart of the aspirants is muddled up. Sometimes it talks about rituals and then worship, and again goes back to the knowledge, and again comes back to worship or ritual or this or that. Now we do not know how Yajnavalkya threw up the knowledge he had learned, because we do not know how to actually unlearn things. But we will discuss about it afterwards. So when Yajnavalkya left and he decided to actually seek for another guru, he was very young then. And this time he heard about his mother's father, Sage Vaishampayan. He went there and asked him to accept as his disciple. And Yajnavalkya was his grandson anyway. So he accepted him. One day there was a conference of all gurus somewhere in the Himalayas, and because somebody had died in a Vaishampayan's family, so Vaishampayan could not go there. And there was kind of a command or order from the higher authorities or that committee of gurus that everyone should attend this conference, and if they did not, then they have to repent for 7 days. That was his punishment for not attending the conference. But because in Vaishampayan's family somebody died, so he could not go, and then he was very down. Because now, first of all, he actually missed the conference, and second thing, now he had to repent for 7 days. So he just said that, is anybody here in my discipleship day? Is any disciple there who could repent on my behalf for 7 days? Do some penance. Nobody stood up, and Yajnavalkya stood up innocently that I will actually save the misery of going through penance of my grandfather who is old. I will do actually penance on his behalf. So I will repent on his behalf, And it is accepted in the scriptures that if somebody depends on your behalf, then you are also free of that particular misdoing or sin. So he stood up and innocently said, okay, I will actually depend on your behalf. And Vaishnampayan did not like that. So how dare you and how could you repent on my behalf? Who am I and what are you? You are an arrogant. In simple words, you cannot actually put your foot or feet in my shoes. Yajnavalkya said, okay, then I will leave. And then he left and he decided that from now onwards, I will not make any human being my guru. So was he arrogant? Then he decided to meditate upon the sun. Now, when we say he was doing penance to please the sun in the sky as such, it does not mean that he was trying to please that sun. Simply, he went inside to get light. He went deep within to be realized. Because he realized that every human being would have this kind or that kind of weakness. And no human being can guide you. It's only you who has to go within into that silent zone. He realized that. Because when the gurus are after money or fame or spreading the message or building the luxurious ashrams or empire of their belief, they have lost their ways. When a guru thinks that a disciple cannot be superior to him or her, then spirituality is lost. Yajnavalkya realized that if I stayed here, then I am stuck. He will be only after money, fame, and name. And for that, he has to sacrifice his spirituality or his sadhana, his journey on the path of absoluteness. Same with his grandfather Vaishnampayan. If a guru cannot tolerate the rise of disciple, then definitely that guru is very arrogant and ignorant as well. When an organization is born, organism dies. When someone makes a human being his or her guru, then definitely our journey will be outer journey, not the inner journey. To travel on the path of the inner journey, one has to go inside. Yajnavalkya went inside after these two incidents with these two gurus. And we know that after that, whatever he said, whatever he had written, the entire Sanatana Dharma scriptures, the entire philosophy and knowledge of Sanatana Dharma or the ancient India or the Upanishadic knowledge is based upon the revelation of Yajnavalkya. We know about his dialogue There's so many learned sages, rishis. We know about the dialogue with Gargi in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. So why did Yajnavalkya throw out the knowledge he learned from his gurus? Because when you realize that whatever you are doing is nothing but to achieve some kind of achievements in the materialistic world, whether that could be money, or that could be fame, or that could be name. You are your own guru. And that's what Buddha said. You might not know that Buddha also had a guru, Koshala. And Mahavir as well, same guru, in different time span. But when Buddha realized that, no, there is something not right in here, he left him, and again, just like Yajnavalkya, he went within. And we know that this is the essence of Buddha's preaching, Atma Dipo Bhava. Be your own lamp, or be your own light. Atma Dip, self-light. Because you are that. And when we actually forget that, what we are or who we are, then we try to look for other gurus outside. And when we look for the human gurus, every human being has emotions. Every human being would have the inclination toward this or that. Even after realization, if you actually climb upon the shoulder of some realized person, still that would be the vision of that realized person. Whatever you are seeing or whatever you are looking at would be the height of that realized person, not yours. And when Yajnavalkya realized this, that if I want to actually progress in my spiritual journey, then I have to leave those people who are after the materialistic world, who had lost their path, their ways for the spiritual journey. Whether that could be a simple guru or whether that could be mother's father, doesn't matter. I must actually travel myself, and not outside, but deep within. And after doing his sadhana, when we read whatever he had written or spoken about, then we can say that this knowledge is absolutely unique knowledge. And why is that? Because it has come from the realized person. Sometimes what happens that we have knowledge, information, and you would like to spread the information. That's fine, nothing wrong with that. But the goal is to go within. The idea is to go within. When you are preaching and teaching, the new ideas or new definitions or new interpretations can pop up. That would actually shine your knowledge, shine your information. It gives you the new perspective in your knowledge or information, but still it is only the information. Without going deep into absolute silent zone, the realization or the state of absoluteness or the state of Buddha or the state of Yajnavalkya or the state of Brahma It's not possible. And when Yajnavalkya realized this, he left his human gurus. So this was today's wisdom sharing. Please do unmute yourself and share your ideas too. Thank you.
Hello, Vijayji. Namaste.
Hello. Namaste.
Yes. I was today just wondering how you pick up the topics, you're just up to the point. Because I really like this thing, what you mentioned today. Like when a organization is forming, there also we are having some different mindset. Like we are also creating a different mindset there. And how we have to go beyond all these things, because like the unconsciousness is the only thing, like how we have to increase our awareness and how we have to be. And yeah, it was a lot. You covered a lot of subjects. And I was just stuck at one point of what I have really liked. And I'm really so glad to hear your experience sharing after a long time, Vijayji. So thankful to you for speaking on this subject.
Thank you.
Yes. Sorry. Yes, Balagaru, now you can unmute.
Hi, Jaji. It's wonderful how the Taittiriya Upanishad came into this world. I know it has come out through the bird, a small bird, because the guru, gave a shapam. So actually, I just want to share something, because before I came into this PSSM movement, I was into Ramchandra mission for a number of years. Almost for 15 years I was doing. And then 3 years ago, I talked to Patriji. When I started this Anapanasati, I talked to Patriji, can I move from, after doing so many years of practice with one guru in, Ramchandra mission, can I move, what happens? Because I was feeling guilty. Then Patriji said, a real guru is your Atma, your Shwasa, your breath. So you only learn from different people, different things. It's like you are learning different subjects in the schools, different, going through. The same way you learn from different gurus or teachers. But he said the real guru is your Atma, or your breath. And that is how I got the confidence just to move on into this pyramid meditation. That's wonderful, actually. It's a lot of people, they have this fear of moving from one guru to other guru, and also gurus also hold on to like that, and they say, oh, it is not right, it is not, it is not good, so many things they say. But I know, it is a lot of people, they cannot comprehend this, because I always used to think Ramana Maharshi didn't have any guru.
That's right. Yeah, when you actually think about the very first person who was realized on this planet, who was his or her guru? Himself or herself? As you mentioned about Patriji, that he used to say that breath is your guru, or you are your real guru. On one side, we always say that I am Brahma, and Brahma is everywhere, and there is nothing apart from Brahma. And on the other side, we are still afraid that, oh, who will help me?
Controversy. It's like controversial.
It's contradicting our belief. So what does it mean that we haven't actually cemented that belief into our self, that either you or I or everybody is Brahma, and there is nothing apart from Brahma? Once we cement that belief initially, or that knowledge, and then we start to realize that knowledge by going into silent zone. Why it was that Patriji said that breath is your guru. There is no wisdom there. There are no verses, or there are no mantras, or that somebody would chant mantras in his mind, that, or somebody would just repeat one thought, I am Brahma, I am Brahma, I am Brahma. Those who have realized would not say that. Why the breath is your guru, or my guru, everyone's guru? Because breath actually takes you into silent zone. There is no mantras, there is no shlokas, there is no wisdom there, there is no knowledge there, there are no any kind of sacred things there. Just simply what you breathe in and what you breathe out, observe it. That will take everybody into that absolute silent zone. And that is why Lord Shiva in Skanda Puran, in Vijnana Bhairav, when Parvatiji asked him about the realization, he said, just observe your breath. It was the very first technique, because we all breathe, and that's it. So you are right that people would be scared, or people would, oh, we cannot leave him or her, or because we actually are tied up with this guru since my grandfather's time, or something like that.
Yeah.
Also blindly, yes, that's right, because we are born in that particular family or particular sect as well. And also there will be many of gurus who would like to actually create a fence around, like a shepherd is building fence to protect his herd, his sheep, his goats, his cattle. Likewise, there would be many gurus who would like to protect their followers, their followings, because they are the cash cows. They actually support the mechanism of arrogance, that I have thousands and thousands of followers. I will be actually like walking on the moon. But this is all ignorance and arrogance, and this is the real Maya. Whatever is outside this in this world is not Maya, or illusion, or ignorance. But when we do not realize the real meaning of spirituality, and when we are stuck with anybody, and because we are human beings and we have emotions, and we easily attach, we get attached with anything easily. In outside my garden, there are a few cats coming out from the other door. And after a few days, you will start having feelings and some kind of emotions attached with those cats.
Yes.
This is our nature. And if there is a human being in front of us who is preaching and teaching, then definitely we will get attached. But end of the day, with Atma Deepo Bhava, one has to be his or her own light.
Wonderful. Yep. See, that is the courage I think one should have. I think after coming into PSSM, we get that courage. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
And the simple reason for that is because breath is our guru, no one else.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I think, shall we conclude the session?
Yes, Vijayji. Once again, thank you so much. And thank you so much, Balagaru, for asking and putting, sharing your wisdom and throwing some light always. It's been, I'm so glad that I heard your voice after a long time. So thanks a lot to you as well. So thanks a lot, Vijayji, once again for the beautiful session and the lovely sharings. So friends, thank you once again for joining for today's session, and we will connect back for tomorrow's morning session. Thank you all. Until then, have a lovely day. Have a lovely night. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Nilima. Thank you. Thank you.